Welcome to my Terraria Beginner's Guide. You might not know that many things about Terraria, but this guide is gonna teach you everything. Once you spawn in, get 400 to 500 wood and begin building. Before you begin building, find a good area around the spawn, and only after that, begin building. First thing you're gonna use your wood on is gonna be a crafting station and a campfire. Next, craft a few fences and begin building up as high as you can, while standing on the ground. For most of you, this is gonna be some basic stuff, but trust me, this is what you gotta do on day one. I always do this on day one. Next, build a platform. And make it 20 platforms wide. You can use ruler tool to actually measure it. I forgot to clip it, but once you find the first slime, drop your sword to it. It's gonna pick it up and become a town NPC. Trust me on that one. After you build a platform, keep building up fences. And as always, at your build limit while standing, place a block. And put 18 more blocks to either left or right. It kinda depends on how you built this thing. After you build the bottom part of this thing, put in a few workbenches. In the future, that's gonna be NPC housing. Next, make a box. The inner part should be 4x8, then a block, and then another 4x8. Almost forgot to mention, you're gonna need some chairs. And a workbench should be placed 2 blocks away from the exit. Once you're done with that, it should be somewhere around evening, so you can start placing doors. Once you do that, place some walls. I should also mention that, yeah, I'm aware this is not symmetrical, but trust me, it's gotta be like that. In the future, I will build another house, and it's also gonna be asymmetrical, but together, they will look symmetrical. You also need some torches, or NPCs are not gonna move in. After building first 2 houses for NPCs, build another 2 on top. Once you're done with that, check if houses are suitable. Next, you have 2 options. You can either stay and collect money for one of the NPCs to move in, or you can go and explore. Exploring might be tempting, but you can die a lot of times on higher difficulties. That's why I recommend just staying back and wait for the night to end. Also, while the NPCs are fighting, you can just stay back and build. Mobs can almost 2-tap you, and that is why you should just stay back. While being off the ground, begin building platform in both directions. Ideally, you would want this to go to both the jungle and the dungeon. By the end of the first night, you would want to have this. Once you see the sun, go out and start looking for sunflowers. You need them for movement. They always cluster up, and that's not really useful for you. You gotta space them out. You get speed buff, and there's gonna be barely any mobs spawning around you. Once you locate an evil biome, you should head back. It can either be Crimson or Corruption. It's too early for you to hit to the evil biome, that's why I gotta go in a different direction. Once you locate the desert, you're gonna look for cactus and you're gonna make yourself an armor out of it. But you gotta watch out for vultures. Even if they kill you, as long as you got at least 100 cactus, you're gonna be fine. That's gonna be enough for an armor set. They would actually do you a favor by transporting you back home. Main reason why I love this armor is that it takes all the damage that you took and shares it over back to that enemy. I mean, you still take the damage, but it also harms the opponent. If you have spare cactus, feel free to make as many blades as you like. Once you get a reforce that you like, basically the one that deals the most damage is going to be your next sword. You got yourself new armor, brand new sword, and now you can take on the challenge. Head back to the side where you got cactus from. If you find a small cave that doesn't lead way underground, you got yourself great chances at finding chests with really good loot. Remember to always pick up the chest. Once you find the jungle biome, you should try and explore it. The way you build platforms is really irrelevant, as long as they do their job. It can even look as ugly as mine. Occasionally, placing campfires is also a good idea. Sometimes world gen is kinda weird, so these chests spawn. Once you find yourself a way down, you should go down there. Keep heading down and you're gonna find a lot more chests with good loot, and also, in jungle you're gonna find the most heart crystals, and that you can need for survival. You should watch out for jungle bats and other creatures that lurk in the jungle. I should also mention that you should place torches everywhere so all the places lit up, so you don't get ambushed by other mobs. Whoa, this is the first time of me finding this minecart track so high up. Wow, they usually spawn way below. If you get lucky enough to find a spear, that's gonna be your best weapon yet. If you do locate a minecart track, you should light it all up. I should also mention that once you get into the underground jungle, you have two goals. Find as many heart crystals as you can, and get ore. Depending on the world, you're either gonna get iron or lead. That's gonna be your next armor set. You should also keep an eye out for gold or titanium. I don't recommend going for silver or tungsten because it's worse than gold or platinum, but it takes about the same time to gather. Just keep mining ore and head down. With that armor you currently have on, I highly advise staying away from big and open areas. Wow, I got lucky. These hearts will increase your maximum HP. You should be aware of those two enemies down there. They're a man-eater and a hornet. If you're gonna die in the jungle, those two are probably gonna be the ones. Just keep using my mole strat and you're gonna be fine. While making your way down, you should always block off the big areas. More mining and digging. What you see down there is a jungle chest. It has a lot of good loot, but the best one will probably be a boomstick. It's a ranger's weapon, and it deals a lot of damage. And what do we have? Oh, Anklet of the Wind. Not the best drop, but this is good enough. Mid to bottom layers of the jungle, you're gonna find jungle spores. You should always gather them, because you're gonna need some later on. If you feel it's time to head back, use recoil potions you got from chests. Unlike me, you should watch out for traps. And now that you're back from the jungle, go on and sell all the stuff that you don't need to the NPCs. Especially if you have silver or tungsten. Next goal is to get better armor and place a tier first pylon. It's expensive, but if you just play the game for about an hour, you can do it. But for now, not to lose money, invest some to buy the piggy bank, and with that, you're never gonna lose your money. You can just store it in there. Next, place all the chests you found and put all the loot in there that you don't need at the moment. You should always label your chests. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next one. Drop a like if you liked the video.